hardly know where to begin with this. Seeing Mary Poppins on stage has been my dream since I was a tiny child, as has owning the umbrella. And this majestic being is Strallen, and the reason that he is called Strallen is because he is named after the fabulous Zizi Strallen, who is currently performing as Mary Poppins on the West End. And I will be honest, I could not have asked for a more perfect Mary. So Mary Poppins is currently on at the Prince Edward Theatre in the West End, and it really is practically perfect. And as I said, I really don't know where to begin with this. There are so many scattered thoughts of me just gushing about how absolutely fantastic it is. So we'll go through the cast first. Zizi Strallen plays Mary, and she is phenomenal. I kind of thought I don't really know how well I'll do with a stage Mary because, you know, Julie Andrews is my Mary. Honestly, I think Zizi Strallen may be my new favourite interpretation of Mary Poppins. She is amazing. She looks the part, she sounds the part, she acts the part. She is the part. She is the epitome of Mary Poppins, and vocally, absolutely incredible. Oh, she's just fantabulous, fantastic, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Charlie Stemp was Bert, and on the one hand, he oozes everything that was great about Dick Van Dyke's Bert. But on the other hand, he really makes the character his own. He's cheeky, he's charming, he's fabulous, he has fantastic footwork. And yeah, when I think of Bert, there's every chance that I will now be thinking of him. He is brilliant. Children who played Jane and Michael were incredible. The fact that, I mean, they're brilliant and very talented as it is, but then you think that they do this for like 2 hours and they remember everything and they hit all of their cues and get all of their markers. Phenomenal. I don't know who played Michael. I tried to identify him from the cast list, and there are 2 potential Michaels. I'm not sure which one he is, but Jane was played by Adelaide Barham, and she's phenomenal. She's very good. She's one to watch. The very frustrated Mrs. Banks was played by Amy Griffiths. Fantastic first name. She's brilliant. I think she is my favourite Mrs. Banks, Winifred. She did the role very, very well. And I was very fortunate that I keep going to say the old beggar woman, that's Sweeney Todd. The bird woman, the bird lady, is played by Petula Clark, and that is incredible, and she really looks the part. Fantastic costume there, she is brilliant, and Feed the Birds is just a beautiful song anyway, but when it's Petula Clark singing it, it's gorgeous. So the narrative is very much like the film, but I feel like it's slightly closer to the book. There are just some slight differences, and it's still basically the same. The children still need a nanny, and Mary Poppins comes along and takes them on outings, but also gives them some education while they try and sort out this slightly dysfunctional family, which all kind of centres around their father's absence. And Mr. Banks, of course, is in this, and he is great. You can see his frustration, and I think the character development and the way he personally progresses is very good. And there's a particular scene where he looks very haggard, which I thought was very moving and very emotional. We'll leave the songs until the end, so we'll do the scenery now and the setting and the staging. Wow, yes. The way they created the exterior of Cherry Tree Lane was fantastic. The interior was brilliant. Even just watching the house fold in on itself looked exquisite. And the set changes were very quick. The dancers were part of that a lot, and it worked really well, especially because obviously you need something to keep the children, the younger audience members entertained during scene changes, and they do that without any problem whatsoever. There was one moment where there was quite a big scene change going on, and the dancers came out and danced at the front while all that was kind of going on behind, oblivious to the audience. And it worked very, very well. The magic as well. When I kind of sat down to watch this, I thought, oh, I wonder how they're going to do a lot of the magic. And I will be honest, a lot of the magic is done magically. I don't know how they do it. Even something as simple as taking things out of Mary's bag. Tiny little bag, and just all of this stuff's coming out of it. And some of the things, I think, I know how they've done that. But a lot of the things, quite a few of the things, there are some, and I just watch and think, what, how, what? And I can't spell it, I can't give you examples because I want you to experience it for yourself and be blown away and as mesmerised as I was. And if that's me, a 27-year-old woman with some experience of how things are done in a theatre, imagine how the young children are going to feel. It is incredible. And the music, Mary Poppins is, before I discovered Sweeney Todd, Mary Poppins was my all-time favourite musical. Now they're kind of on par. And I have to say, it was beautiful. You've got the live orchestra pit at the bottom. I was in the stalls, row B, so I could see the orchestra pit and the conductor, and it was a wonderful experience. Sister Suffragette is not in this. It's not in the musical version, which is a massive shame because I love it. But we do have Practically Perfect, which is so addictive, and I just cannot say the words Practically Perfect without singing that song in my head. And Zizi Strallen, her voice fits that so perfectly. And Jolly Holiday is one to look out for. Jolly Holiday, singing the song is great, fine, it's very much like it is in the film. But the staging for that is phenomenal. The amount of colour, it is incredible. It really is a fantastic song. Other highlights are, of course, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which is, I think that's better on stage than it is in the film. Step in Time, oh my goodness, Step in Time is just, the choreography for that is astounding. It is incredible, I love it. Brimstone and Treacle is one that is very much absent from the film, which is a shame because it's great, it's so gritty, and I was going to say something about it that would spoil a bit of the plot for you, so I can't, but I really like that song. It's just a nice little bit of darkness amidst all of the light and magic and fluffiness. It's great. And Anything Can Happen. I was listening to Anything Can Happen If You Let It, and I just thought that's fantastic. Very much this close to getting that as a tattoo. I won't, because I have enough. But I love it, and I want to go back and see the musical just to listen to that. I'll be perfectly honest, little Strallen and I are very tempted to book tickets to go and see it again. It's on until either May or March of next year, of 2020. And I imagine a lot of it is sold out. I was very lucky, I have alerts for these shows, so I managed to get row B in the stalls the day they were released. Now I think I'd have very much a lot of difficulty, but I would actually like to try and get a different view and get a different seat in the theatre and experience it in a different way. So maybe we will. I love it. Mary Poppins on the West End of the Prince Edward's Theatre is practically perfect in every way. Zizi Strallen is the most magnificent Mary Poppins. She is Mary Poppins.